And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. You probably already recognize the person that's right over there.
Me. There.
Mary
Oh.
Ellen Ciganovich is back with me today. We're about to connect with Amazon Live to talk about her trio of books that she has. You see them in front of me here. We're going to go ahead and connect with Amazon and get started. And you all are watching Amazon Live in Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm glad you all could be with us today as we welcome back author and motivational speaker, Mary Ellen Ciganovich. You can tell in the
Hey.
carousel here on Amazon, she's the author of 3 books, all of them available in print as well as a Kindle edition. You have Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire, Truth, Taking
Yep.
Responsibility, Alicia's True Healing. I probably need to buy a new one, Mary Ellen. I think this like we can tell you read that book, and then the new one is this one, Truth Lives. Mary Ellen, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Cyrus, and it's always such a blessing to speak with you. You know, I just love our conversations.
I do as well, Mary Ellen. We have a lot of fun. I tell people, you can tell Mary Ellen and I are free. We fuss and love like everyone else in my you know, but it's been great having you in my life, Mary Ellen, over the past decade. And I just want to start off by just talking about something I haven't talked to you about in this way before. But it's an interesting question I got about you that, again, that's a great thing I love about feedback. And that is about your journey as a writer. I've talked to you about your messages before. I don't think I've ever talked to you on Amazon Live about how you started writing. So let's start there. I mean, you're the author of 3 books that are available right now on Amazon.com. But when did you start realizing the love of writing or the desire to write?
Oh, wow. Really late in life, because I taught English through middle school and things like that. I never really wanted to be a writer. I didn't like writing an essay or a term paper any more than anyone else did. And so I didn't really think writing was a passion that I had until God started telling me these vignettes that came out in my first book or second book, third book, whatever, Healing Words. And then he kept telling me these things and he kept telling me to write them down. So I thought, okay, I got to stop this voice. So I'll write them down. And then from that book came The Truth of the Day, which was Truth Lives. And then now since I write so much, I have been awakened to that purpose and that passion within me that I wasn't even aware that I had.
Yeah. Let me give a quick shout out to Ellen Suttereth, who's joining us on LinkedIn. Hello to you, Ellen. Ellen says, wow,
Hey,
first time catching up. And she says, I'm loving Mary Ellen.
thank
So
you.
and she also says she loves my laugh. Thank you, Ellen. I have a very distinctive laugh. My
I
friends
got a
tell
good
me it
laugh
sounds
too.
like they don't know if I'm choking or or laughing. So but I am laughing. So thank you for that, Ellen. You know, I'm glad you shared that, Mary Ellen, because it goes to something we talked about recently on Amazon Live, and that is that age should not be a determining factor when it comes to doing what you are meant to do. But I do want to ask you, did you have any hesitation or trepidation about starting late?
Oh, I didn't want to. That is so true. I was kicking and screaming at God, going, no, pick someone else. I mean, I've taught middle school 15 years. I did this, I did that. I put in 2 nature trails in the United States, wrote a book of environmental activities because I have a graduate in environmental design. And, I've done enough. I mean, hello. And he just kept telling me, and I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And just one thing led to another.
Wow. Wow. And now here we are. And it all for a lot of people, Mary Ellen. And again, depending on when they came into your life. Oh, and Dennis is joining us on Facebook. Dennis says it's never too late to start. That is so true, Dennis.
That is true.
Totally agree with that. So a lot of people got to know you starting with this book, Mary Ellen. That is truth.
Yeah.
Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. Now,
Right.
hello to you, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us on the Amazon Live side. I appreciate the follow there. Let me say to our friends joining us on Amazon Live, if you guys are new to us here on this platform, we do not only product reviews, but also an interview series like what you're watching right now with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. So thank you so much for following Ryan. That way you'll be notified when we go live here for our weekday and also our weekend shows. But the interesting thing about this book, Mary Ellen, Truth, Taking Responsibility, Unleashes True Healing, it really is a book that not only introduced you to people as a writer, but also as a speaker. So let's talk about that. You mentioned being a teacher. Do you think that's just a part of who you are naturally? That you are a person who likes to share?
Oh, that's very true. Because when I was a teacher, I was up in front of the classroom all the time. I mean, since I taught middle school and usually seventh or eighth grade, you had to keep them structured without them knowing they were being structured. So I had a system of classroom management that introduced to Cobb County Schools in Atlanta and is still in use today. And I loved being in front of the kids. I loved interacting with them. I loved their feedback and their questions. And because I would always tell the parents when they came to their first meeting with me, the group of parents, I said, yeah, I teach social science or English or whatever I was teaching that year. And I'm going to teach your children how to think. Because if they can think not only outside the box, but if there is no box at all, they can do anything with their life. And that's what I want to do through using social science or English as my venue to do that.
And we're so glad that you have been able to do that. Hello to you, Deborah Hunter. She's joining us on the Facebook
Hey,
side as well.
Deborah.
What platform you all are watching us on? All of the books that we're discussing from Mary Ellen, and she has 3 and counting. She has another book coming out later on this year. But she has 3 that are out right now on Amazon. You all can be able to, if you're joining us on Amazon Live, be able to see them underneath in the carousel. If you're not joining us on Amazon Live, don't worry. There is a link that is with this broadcast. You guys can click there. It'll take you right over to Amazon to be able to get any of the 3 books that we see here. I also want to say for those who are joining us on the Amazon Live side, also make sure you guys hit that unmute. Sometimes when you're first logging into Amazon Live, the volume is muted. That way you don't get in trouble if you're at work or somewhere you're not supposed to be listening to broadcast. So make sure you guys do hit the button to unmute there as well. So Mary Ellen, as you went through, you were doing Truth, Taking Responsibility, Unleashes True Healing. You then re-released Healing Words, Life Lessons to inspire people to see here. What is the difference for those who are just finding out about these 2? And we'll get to Truth Lives here in a bit. But what is the difference between these 2 books?
Well, Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire is simply a book of what I call vignettes, almost like poems. Yeah, it's just very short and sweet. And it was written in the beginning to wake people up to what they needed to learn. So they would quit pointing their one finger out, 3 fingers back at someone else and said, well, why did you make me do this? You made me do this. And I always tell people, they didn't make you do anything that you didn't choose to see on some level. Why did you choose to see it? Why did you choose to listen to that advice when your knowings were telling you something different? So Healing Words is just a short, sweet little book to wake people up. Now, Truth, Taking Responsibility, Unleashes True Healing, you see with the peacock in the front. And the peacock's on the front because of the way peacocks get their feathers. And they get their feathers by eating thorns. And the harder the thorn is to digest in the digestive tract, the more colorful and more beautiful the color in the tail. And it's the same way with people. As we go through our life lessons and our trials and our tribulations, and we learn from them, we become the beautiful children of light that God always means for us to be. And Taking Responsibility, Unleashes True Healing is 366. It came from my Truths of the Day that I posted on the internet. They weren't on the internet. I took 7 months to come up with new ones. And I did 366 because my father-in-law was born on leap year. And I wanted to do one so he would have a very special page for him, because he was a very special man to me. So it's a good book. It'll wake people up. And I really love doing it. I love writing now. I really do.
So let's do just a quick little experiment here, because what I love about any of Mary Ellen's books is that you can pick one up. You don't have to start at the beginning and the end. I know a lot of us who are regular, used to picking up a book. You think, oh, I have to start at page 1. I won't understand what happened on page 99, right? Well, Mary Ellen's book is not like that. So Mary Ellen, I don't know which one I'm going to choose, but I'm just going to pick up this book, Truth, Taking Responsibility, and Leads to True Healing. I have it highlighted in the carousel there on Amazon, and I'm going to pick one. Okay. All right. And my pick is 232. So let me read it, and then I want to see how Mary Ellen can say that we can be able to take messages and look for application for ourselves. So 232 says, stay true to yourself because there are only a few people who will always be true to you. The only person that can ever truly take care of you is you. The first person you should get to know is yourself. If you do not know you, then why should other people get to know you? When you know yourself and you like yourself, you are never alone or lonely. Today, get to know your likes and dislikes and stay true to yourself. And then she closes every message with enjoy day. So let's talk. That's an interesting one, Mary Ellen. So let's talk about the of self. Why is that so important?
Well, when I talk about self, especially in the book that you're reading, Truth, I talk about self with a capital S. The capital S is the self that is connected to your higher power, to God. The small s is the self that is connected to your ego mind up here. And you don't want to get into that. You want to get into your higher self. So you have to get to know yourself. You have to, all success, all healing, everything good in your life begins when you love yourself. And when you love yourself, okay, some of the steps in there is to stop criticizing yourself. Stop criticizing other people, because what you see in other people, it's inside yourself. Stop scaring yourself about the future. Why are you scaring yourself about something that it hasn't even happened yet? It might not ever happen. Visualize your life. I think step 3 is visualize your life exactly the way you want it. And I mean, every single little detail. And get to know yourself, because I didn't know myself for a long time. I had this image I projected, yet I was so scarred inside, it hurt. And until I woke up to that, until I awakened to myself and embraced that little girl inside of me and said, hey, yeah, you don't have to listen to that. You are a perfect child of God, just like everybody. You know yourself, you love yourself, and then you can share that love. And then that love comes into your life through other people. Then it happens.
Well, love that. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, you're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We have probably your number 1 fan joining us as well, Mary Ellen. Pete is on with us. Pete says, good message. Pete, I think you may be a little biased there, buddy, but I'm going to let you have that. I don't know if you were paid to say that. No, I'm just joking with you, Pete. Pete, glad you could join us live. But Mary Ellen Ciganovich is our guest for Cyrus Webb Presents today. We're broadcasting on Amazon Live. So if you guys are watching on us on Amazon, you can see Mary Ellen's books down below in the carousel. All 3 of them are what we're discussing today. She just released her newest book, Truth Lives. We're going to get to that here in a bit. She released it just last year. But definitely feel free, if you have not gotten her other books, you'll see them down in the carousel below. If you're not joining us on the Amazon Live platform, you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you'll see a link with this broadcast. It'll take you right over to Amazon so you can be able to get them for yourself. Hello to you, Tina Siemens. Tina's joining us as well. Mary Ellen. So I want to also let you guys know, one of the reasons that I'm able to broadcast with Mary Ellen the way I am today for Amazon and simulcasting it is thanks to this thing that you guys see right here. This is my Byte Cool computer. It is one that I've been using now since last year, and I've gone through a couple computers trying to find one that makes streaming really easy. This is one that I really have enjoyed, and this is not a paid advertisement for them. I actually found this computer myself, love with it. So now every time I get a chance, I tell other people about it. But it is on sale right now on Amazon for $279. $279.
Good
so if you guys are joining us on the Amazon Live platform, you'll notice I have it highlighted right now in the carousel. It comes with Windows 10. However, it actually gave you a free update. What did when it was time, I guess, for me, it gave me a free update for Windows 11 as well. So keep that in mind. It has almost 200 reviews that are on it right now. But I really love this. It's really easy to be able to travel with as well. So it's a great laptop. Also, you guys have seen me talk about my other broadcasts. For those of us who are standing up more, you're spending a lot of time working from home or spending a lot of time at your computer. You may be looking for something to be able to help you not being able to be sitting and being in that sedentary position all the time. That's why I like Sunflex. Sunflex has a height adjustable desk converter for you. It is made out of wood, really easy to be able to adjust to your particular height. I'm 5'7", so I'm easy to easily adjust it for myself. For people who are taller than me, I'm not mad at you, but you may not have to have it as low as I have to have it. But it makes it very easy for you to be able to put your computer on, put your work on, and it makes it easy for you also to be able to get your work done and not be sitting all the time. I also want to mention this with the Sunflex desk converter, it actually has a place for your tablet. I'm bringing that up because Kindle now has their new Kindle that is on sale right now for $89.99. It's $89.99. One, I have the Kindle 7, but this one is actually $89.99 right now. Has over 43,000 reviews on it. Really good tablet, and it's not just good for reading your books like Mary Ellen's books. You can put them on there, but you also can connect with your favorite apps like YouTube. Even for those who are using Zoom a lot, you can put your Zoom app on there. Use it just like you would anything else. Do your searching through your browser, that kind of thing. So it makes it really easy to not only to be able to read great books, but also to be able to do your other work as well. So I want to make sure I share that with you guys for those joining us on the Amazon Live side. And again, I highlighted each one of those areas in those items as I was going through the carousel there. Mary Ellen, I want to talk about the newest book, and that is Truth Lives, that came out in 2021, which is hard to believe that was a month ago.
Came out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, so let's talk about that book. So we talked about the difference between Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire, and Truth, Taking Responsibility, and Lisa's True Healing. What is the difference between these two and this one?
Okay, anytime I begin to write a truth of the day or begin to write another book, I always sit down with God and ask him to give the words to me to put on the paper. And I was supposed to write another book. Now, this is going to be the first in a series of 3 books, and I do have the titles for those. But anyway, what I heard God say was that he wanted to teach people. He wants people to learn how to think differently, how to think, like I was saying before, not only outside the box, as if there is no box. He wants people to accept each other. He wants people to know that we are all one. We are all connected. And when you're prejudiced against someone else, you're prejudiced against yourself. When you judge someone else, you're judging yourself. And so I wanted this book and the other 2 that follow it, I wanted them to be very clear and concise. And I wanted to write them the way I heard God say them to me. So Truth Lives is a way that you can pick it up and you can read a page. You can go through it from beginning to end, or you can pick a page in the middle, whatever. And you can say, okay, how do I think this way already? How can I begin to think this way? How can I put this into action in my life? No, there's not a book on the earth that's going to help you if you don't apply what it says to your life and really practice it. I mean, you can't just read it and say, oh, okay, I read that, I'm done. No, you have to do the work and do the work. And any of you that have my books, I'm here for you anytime you need me.
And I think that's it. So we're going to do another experiment. I'm going to pick a page from the new book, Truth Lives. Okay, I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
All right. I chose another good one, but they're all good. But 72 is the one that I just picked here. You guys can see I'm not cheating. 72. That's the one I just chose. And again, this book's available. It's on sale right now on Amazon. You guys can get the print edition for $7.99, or you can get the Kindle edition for $3.99. Makes a great gift for someone if you guys do not have your own copy, or you want to get one for someone else. But this one says, "Be of service to those around you or humanity in general. Use your creativity and compassion to produce original ways to help. There are many organizations you can become a part of or assist through the use of your many talents. You may wish to create a new organization to help our world. Begin a discussion group to involve more people to see if they have ideas. Lead the charge for change in your community. This need not be overwhelming. Begin small as you are the spark. All you need is an idea. Today, use your creativity and compassion to lead you to be of service." Now, Mary Ellen, let me tell you what I love about this one, because it goes to a message that I talk about a lot, and I think you talk about a lot too. And we recently talked about this on another broadcast here on Amazon Live, that we don't have to have millions of followers or be seen all over television to be able to make an impact. I love the fact that you say we are the spark. What do you want readers to know when they get to that particular message about what they can do as an individual to impact those around them?
Okay, from that particular message, I want people to sit back and say, okay, am I doing enough for others? I deal with a lot of clients that are in depression, and they're depressed because when they get out of bed, they don't have a purpose. They've lost their purpose. They've lost their passion. They need to get that spark back. So and there have been times in my own life when I've been in depression, and in order to get out of depression, one of the things I do is I think about, okay, what can I do for someone else? Not what can I do for me? Because when I
Yeah.
do something for someone else, that brings me up. And that tells me, hey, I can be that spark. And you don't have to do it alone. You can connect with your friends. You might be at a luncheon, or you might be emailing them or talking to them and say, okay, what does this world need right now? We need so much positivity in our world. How can you how can you add positivity? How can you add light? And what could you do to be of service to the people in your community, the people in your neighborhood? It doesn't have to be worldwide. It just starts small.
Yeah. We just haven't talked about it in this conversation, but if you guys know Mary Ellen, you know that every day has not been perfect for her. So I want to ask you this, Mary Ellen, what keeps you optimistic? Because these are messages, just like I share my messages every day. You share these messages 7 days a week. You're always, from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, we see you online, sharing messages on different platforms. But what is it that keeps you optimistic and believing in what you're doing?
The main answer to that would be my connection with God, and my belief and my faith and my knowing, and not just a belief, but a knowing inside of me that I can do whatever I set my mind towards, that I can write the 2 more books that go in this series, that I can get up in the morning and, if my MS monster is out of its cave, okay, I think to myself, okay, what do I need to do to get him back in his cave? Do I need to, is God telling me to take maybe a couple hours to rest, or maybe a whole day to rest? Because you have to give yourself permission to rest sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's all a wake-up call. It's all for me to learn from. God, didn't give me MS. He put it in my life for me to learn from. And what I always say is, when I die and go to heaven, hopefully, I'm not going to have MS, because there is no MS in heaven. So in truth, in my knowings right now, there is no MS to deal with. In my human form, there's MS to deal with. When I get stressed out, when I get anxious, when all these things start hitting me, and when I allow, just let it go, my MS monster goes back in his cave.
Mm. Well, it's a great reminder, I think, for all of us as to how we can deal with whatever challenge we might be faced with, whether it's internal or external. I think to know that you don't have to be defined by it. I think, Mary Ellen, is something that you've shown, but also that there are lessons that we can learn, and not only lessons for ourselves, but lessons we can then share with others. So for those who are just finding out about the 3 books, let's go ahead and go through them slowly. For those joining us on Amazon Live, I want to start with Truth, Taking Responsibility, Alicia's True Healing. They're just finding out about that book. Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. We have it highlighted there. Or the new book, Truth Lives. What do you want them to know as they are being introduced to them today, Mary Ellen, as to what they can do for them?
Well, any of these books will allow you to learn about yourself. Any of them, you can open it up and you can say, oh, wow, that's right, what I needed to hear today. And they're all great gifts for anybody. But more than that, they are there to assist you on your life journey. These are there for you. And yes, when I started writing them, I know a lot of the truths of the day I write for me. And I'm like, wow, I needed to hear that. And it's so inspiring when somebody comes back and says, wow, I needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. And that's what keeps me going. But any of these books or all of these books will be in your life forever. It's not just for 1 year. It's not just for 2 years. You can pass them on. You can, you need to live by them. Live by these truths, just like all of us live by the Bible. And I'm comparing my books to the Bible at all. Please don't hear that. And these are truths. They're not just facts or opinions. They are God's words of truth.
Hello to you, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining us over there. And we thank all of you for tuning in to our program today. A really great conversation. Every conversation we have is different, Mary Ellen. We're talking about the same books, but something different always comes out of them. I think, which is why I love the feedback again. For those who have questions like that one from Mary Ellen about the writing, things that, I tell people I don't script these shows. So I never even thought to ask Mary Ellen before for you guys as to what led her to writing in the first place. These books just come from nowhere. She had to have a desire for that. So I love that. So keep that feedback coming. Again, Mary Ellen Ciganovich has been our guest. Mary Ellen, how can they stay connected with you? I know the books are all on Amazon there, but where's the best place for them to stay connected with you?
My website is askmaryellen.com. We have quick links over to Amazon. You have my blogs, my Miracles with Mary Ellen. And I have a really powerful miracle moment for Friday. So join me at 9 a.m. on Friday on Facebook Live. And when you buy any of my books, if you go on Amazon and leave a great 5-star review, that would be helpful. I'd appreciate that. If you don't like them, that's okay.
Well, there you go. Again, Mary Ellen, congratulations to you. So glad we had you back on the program and looking forward to our next conversation together.
I am also. Thank you, Cyrus, and thank you, everybody that was watching.
Hey, we appreciate that. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.